The term cloud suggests a weightless digital economy. In reality, global banking and international communications depend on heavy physical infrastructure resting on the ocean floor. 99% of all intercontinental internet traffic travels through fiber-optic cables laid across the seabed. These physical wires are subject to the same geographic choke points as global shipping lanes. The modern digital economy is anchored to the physical, unmonitored vulnerabilities of the deep sea. Historically, the Strait of Hormuz has served as the world's primary choke point for global oil shipments. Recent intelligence indicates the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is pivoting its strategy to target the 7 major underwater internet cables that pass through this narrow waterway. These 7 conduits facilitate a significant portion of the $10 trillion in financial transactions cleared every single day. Global conflict has expanded into the subsurface extortion of digital commerce. A 3D map of the global internet backbone shows a route from Europe through the Strait of Hormuz to India and ASEAN nations. 7 data arteries converge in this bottleneck. High-frequency trading and banking between Western and Asian markets rely exclusively on this single corridor. Severing one of these lines causes an instantaneous spike in data latency. A delay of mere milliseconds triggers automated halts across international financial clearinghouses, paralyzing markets to prevent trading errors. Severe internet degradation cascades across India and Southeast Asia as data fails to reroute efficiently. Existing terrestrial land cables lack the bandwidth capacity required to absorb the traffic from 7 severed deep-sea lines. Diplomatic communications and economic trade linking the United States, Europe, and India are physically tethered to this route. Global digital commerce relies on a single point of failure situated outside of Western military control. Iran's proposed submarine cable governance model directly challenges the international precedent of freedom of maritime navigation. This framework requires foreign companies to obtain Iranian permits and submit to Iranian maritime law. The model imposes a direct transit toll on international data passing through these waters. It also mandates that all management and maintenance of these cables be handled exclusively by domestic Iranian companies. This aggressive legal posturing coincides with American political signals of a withdrawal from protracted military operations in the region. Iran is attempting to convert an open international transit zone into a sovereign, weaponized digital toll booth. Destroying a fiber-optic cable is a low-tech operation, requiring only basic explosives and a team of marine divers. Advanced air defense systems and fighter jets are ineffective at protecting deep-sea infrastructure. Repairing a cut requires highly specialized civilian surface vessels. The crew must grapple for the cable ends thousands of feet down and dredge them to the surface. Splicing the hair-thin glass fibers requires the ship to hold a completely static position in open water for several days. These unarmored, stationary ships are highly vulnerable to Iran's swarms of fast-attack motorboats. Hostile drone operations in the surrounding airspace further complicate surface-level repair efforts. Protecting these repair ships would require a level of regional air and naval superiority that is currently absent. Iran's asymmetric military strength allows them to indefinitely block repair efforts, turning a temporary cable cut into a permanent economic shutdown. Low Earth orbit satellite constellations are often cited as an emergency backup for global data. Fiber optic cables transmit multiple terabits per second with near-zero latency, dwarfing the capacity of satellite links. The distance required for a satellite bounce introduces delays that modern financial systems cannot tolerate. We also lack the density of ground-based receiver endpoints needed to route an entire continent's commercial traffic through the sky. Enterprise-scale satellite data is also exponentially more expensive than ocean floor transit. Satellites are a consumer stopgap, mathematically incapable of sustaining the macroeconomies of Europe and Asia. Control over the 7 cables in the Strait of Hormuz provides direct leverage over the GDPs of allied nations. A naval blockade of physical goods takes weeks to impact global markets. Severing a digital choke point achieves economic disruption in milliseconds. Superpower status in the 21st century requires the military capability to secure the seabed. Iran has manufactured a $10 trillion threat without firing a single conventional missile at a U.S. base. The next major global economic shock will likely manifest as a silent, catastrophic plunge